Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Team Deeksha. We have Anu here, Magnus to my right, and I am Ben. Construction is a tough business. It's normally a business dominated by men. You probably know that. And yet, in India, in urban slums, it's often a business where women go to work. They earn a measly $2 a day for very physical work, and problems start when they have small children in the age of 0 to 6. Those children are too young to go to primary school. At the same time, the mothers would have to take care of them, but they can't because of their economic situation. So we have a problem here where mothers work physical jobs, have small children which do not benefit of good early childhood care and education, which we try to address. And our mission is to offer early childhood education in urban slums by aligning the mother's economic interest to earn a good wage with their children's right to learn. We do that by having a profit baseline here that enables us to cross-finance the childhood education we offer to the children here. And the tasks we can give to the mothers are using their hands. They have the time to use their hands when they don't have to care for the children, because we take care of that. And activities can be disassembly of electronic waste, for example, maintenance, crafts. This business model is flexible. At the same time, we use the profits we get from the customers to cross-finance the education. And for our pilot project, we would like to choose toys. Why toys? Educational toys, of course, sensitizes the mother also a little bit to the topic of early childhood care and education and its importance. It has been done before in a decentralized manner. We try to do it in urban slums in the Philippines. And at the same time, jute animals and wooden stackables are 100% non-toxic products which can target different skill sets. Let's look a little bit more in detail how this business model works. We offer the training, know-how, and the raw materials to actually produce these toys. We offer them to mothers who organize themselves in groups of 5. They get a microfinance credit to buy these raw materials, and at the same time send their children to our early childhood education program. But the clue is that they only get the microfinancing credit if their children attend the school. So we use this social motivation from the women's groups, which is known from the microfinancing, to improve the education standards in the slum. And downstream, we take care of the logistics, coordination, offer them access to a market for the toys which they produced, which they otherwise wouldn't have. And the good news is this market is really profitable in India, where we tend to want to start. If we look at it by ownership, the indigenous toys are rising both in absolute and relative terms. And by every retail platform, the sales are bound to go up about 30%.
Thanks. Yeah, so if we take a look at how do we really want to make it work on a very ground level, I mean, as you have seen, we would basically produce all the products within the slum, so it requires a bit of logistics and it requires a lot of, let's say, coordination of many different small parties. So for us, it was really important to make sure everyone in the slum knows us. So we created the role of the social business mobilizer, who's a person we recruit from within the slum or the periphery, and that will take care, be there every day, full day, talk to the moms, talk to our different partners, the NGOs already in place, and also the other logistic partners. Also, they will take care of coordinating the teachers, and we will train our own teachers. We will also recruit them from the lower middle class in India, and we will do this partnering up with the Teachers Training Institute. And once we have done this, it's a pretty short education actually, they start basically teaching every day for 5 days a week for the children in community centers, in temples, in the infrastructure that we have found out so far is pretty much abandoned in a lot of these slums. Also once a month we invite the parents as well, both mom and dad, and we invite doctors, health specialists or nutritionists to kind of include a full-on family thing and to kind of foster the community within. Within the educational part, we decided to separate it, so children from 0 to 1 and their moms will not be working in the same way, since they're still pretty much attached to their children. But they can come to the monthly meetings and we can slowly introduce them to who we work with, they can get to know the other moms, etc. Then from 1 to 6, the children can actually go to our educational centers. Then the mom can enter into our workforce basically, or enter in a group. The social business mobilizer will find a way to connect them to existing groups or found a new group. And what is actually taught is based on the 6 pillars of early childhood education. So we'll have pretty much a very experimental, kind of very, it's more about the experience for the children. It doesn't require a lot of additional toys and a lot of, I don't know, infrastructure, but it's really about the experience with the teacher. Of course, finance is one of the major issues here. It's pretty tough to make this work on its own. It's even tougher to make it work with education on the side. But if you look on a product level, for example, raw material costs are really low. We talked to a lot of cooperatives and we were surprised how low they actually are. The microfinancing part, for example, only on a product level only comes to a very, very small amount. At the same time, we could offer the microfinancing institutes that would take care an annual interest rate of around 35%, which is the usual thing, one of the usual high interest rate they usually get from Indian people. At the same time, logistics and teaching obviously is the biggest cost block for us. We need to make sure that we get the stuff into the slum and we get it out and we get it to major retailers. We right now talked to the supply chain manager of Coca-Cola in India, and he said we're right now in discussions with him about a possible cooperation of using the empty rides back from delivery to get the major bulk raw materials in the slum and also out again. So the traditional finance slide, basically, we're planning to have a first community and we're planning to start producing pretty quickly. Of course, it will take a bit of time to get to the quality level we need to sell it to major other toy companies. And of course, EBITDA is a bit difficult. At the same time, we can be profitable, we believe, and we don't have a lot of initial investments. We're really low on capital employed since we basically only have the raw materials and we own, for a short time, the stock that we send out to the major retailers where we'd sell the toys. Basically, to sum up our value proposition, we empower women, and this is where we start education. This is what we believe in. If you want to get to the child, you have to make sure that the women themselves are able to support this process. At the same time, we offer quality education combined with a salary increase and combined with a, let's say, community developmental approach. So thank you very much so far, and we actually own the TM already, so it's starting, guys. Thanks.